A cold and resolute statement from Prince William has stunned both the royal family and the public. He is believed to have completely rejected any possibility of reconciliation with his younger brother, Prince Harry. As the rift between the two brothers continues to deepen, a much larger crisis seems to be quietly unfolding, centered around unanswered questions. Did Meghan truly carry her pregnancies, and do her two children, Archie and Lilibet, genuinely carry royal blood? Although he did not mention anyone by name, his remarks about transparency and bloodline inevitably led many to connect them to his younger brother's family. Those words not only stirred the media, but also pushed the British royal family into an unprecedented wave of public doubt. Is something being hidden? And could the truth change everything the public thought they knew? Questions surrounding the lineage and legitimacy of Meghan and Harry's children within the royal bloodline now seem far from mere rumors. So what is the real story behind the royal family and their relationship with Meghan and Harry? Let's uncover the full truth right now. Don't forget to leave a comment, type 1 if you relate to this story, or 0 if you have a different opinion. Share your thoughts with us and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next, because we're about to reveal every hidden secret in this unfolding royal drama. The relationship between Prince William and Meghan Markle has never been considered easy since Meghan joined the royal family. From the very beginning, there have been several conflicts between her and other family members, especially with William. Meghan, with her open and modern lifestyle along with Harry, has demonstrated a liberal viewpoint and a fresh approach to royal life, which clearly contrasts with others in the family, particularly William, who has always defended the traditional values and stability of the monarchy. This stark difference in values and approaches created tensions within the family from the moment Meghan and Harry decided to publicly announce their relationship with the media, which inevitably led to unavoidable clashes. This difference in outlook has not just been a clash between two individuals, but also reflects a deep-seated division within the royal family, one that became more apparent as Meghan and Harry maintained their determination to protect their own principles and way of life. From the moment they chose to publicly declare their relationship, conflicts over viewpoints and family matters became increasingly tense, particularly between Meghan and William, as William has always valued traditional principles and the stability of the monarchy. These ongoing clashes have not only created cracks in family relationships, but have also drawn intense public attention, as every action taken by them is scrutinized, especially in a time when the royal family is facing significant challenges in adapting to the modern age. The relationship between Meghan and Harry and the royal family has become increasingly tense over time. Meghan, an American woman with an open lifestyle and a close connection to the public, has faced considerable criticism and judgment from some members of the royal family. Her approach and way of expressing herself were often seen as different and incompatible with the strict traditional rules of the British monarchy. In the eyes of Prince William and several other family members, Meghan's actions and attitude were regarded as breaking the traditional values that demand privacy and respect for royal protocol. Although Meghan made efforts to integrate and adapt to royal life, the decision she and Harry made in 2020 to step back from their royal duties intensified the strain in their relationship with the royal family more than ever before. This rift has not only affected personal relationships, but also shaken the image and unity of the monarchy in the public eye. The decision to step back from royal duties in 2020 caused a powerful media storm capturing global attention. Shortly after the announcement, the public and media began raising many questions and speculating about the reasons behind Harry and Meghan's bold decision. People wondered why the couple chose to give up the privileges and heavy responsibilities associated with being members of the British royal family, a position many admire and cherish. This event quickly became a hot topic across global media, prompting various theories about the motives and consequences of their choice. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan continuously asserted that they wanted a life of freedom, free from the heavy obligations and restrictions that the royal role imposed. They sought to escape the intense scrutiny and pressure from the media, as well as the strict royal protocols, to live in a way that made them feel happier and more independent. However, despite these explanations, many people, including members of the royal family and the public, still viewed this decision with suspicion and even opposition, believing it to be an act of disloyalty that broke with the long-standing traditions of the monarchy. In particular, Prince William saw this move as a betrayal and a lack of respect toward the family and the long-standing traditions of the monarchy. The tension between the two brothers escalated, especially as Harry and Meghan began appearing in the media, publicly sharing their personal stories and experiences. These revelations highlighted deep differences in perspectives and approaches to handling internal family matters, further complicating and straining the relationships within the royal family. However, the story extends far beyond the criticisms related to Meghan and Harry's decision to step back from their royal duties. Increasing doubts about whether Meghan was genuinely pregnant have added a new layer of complexity to an already tense situation. These suspicions, combined with the subtle but pointed remarks made by Prince William, have significantly intensified public interest and scrutiny. William's recent comments, although carefully worded and indirect, have implied that Meghan's pregnancy might not have been real, which has sent shockwaves through both the royal family and the wider public. This implication has not only stirred controversy, but also deepened existing divisions within the royal household. The matter has become more than just a private family issue. It now represents a potential crisis of credibility for the monarchy. The public and media are keenly dissecting every nuance of William's words, trying to decipher the true meaning behind his statements and what it could mean for Meghan, Harry, and their children. As tensions rise, this delicate situation underscores the fragility of the royal family's public image and the growing challenges they face in maintaining trust and unity. His words have raised questions about whether William was implying that Meghan and Harry fabricated the pregnancy story to craft a certain image. These insinuations have fueled further speculation and tension, complicating an already delicate situation. The impact of such remarks reverberates beyond personal family dynamics, touching upon issues of trust, legitimacy, and the reputation of the monarchy as a whole. From here, a series of questions began to arise surrounding the truth behind Meghan's childbirth and the legitimacy of the children within the royal family. The doubts extend beyond whether Meghan was truly pregnant, expanding into a much broader issue involving bloodline and succession within the royal family. The public and media started to raise tough questions about the true origins of Meghan and Harry's children, as well as the transparency in confirming their lineage, an essential principle in maintaining the identity and stability of the monarchy. If these suspicions are proven to have merit, the consequences would not only affect Meghan and Harry's personal reputations, but also seriously threaten the status and legitimacy of the entire royal family. A profound crisis of trust could emerge, causing the public to question the rightful heirs and the transparency within the royal house. These issues are no longer mere rumors, but are becoming central points of debate that could fundamentally change the perception of the British monarchy in the future. In particular, questions about Archie and Lily's rights to inherit the throne have become a hot topic widely discussed across the media and public discourse. People are questioning whether these two children truly have the right to succeed the crown, which not only affects their own future, but also poses significant challenges to the stability and image of the British monarchy. The debate surrounding this issue highlights the sensitivity and complexity of royal succession rules in a world that is increasingly modern and changing. At this stage, the crisis has evolved into something far greater than just the truth behind a single pregnancy. It now touches on the reputation and stability of a centuries-old institution of power. What began as isolated questions about Meghan's pregnancy has grown into a wider debate about legitimacy, tradition, and the internal cohesion of the British monarchy. This shift has placed unprecedented pressure on the royal family, forcing them to confront not only private family matters, but also the broader implications of public trust and institutional legacy. The stakes are no longer limited to personal integrity. They now involve the monarchy's symbolic authority and its role in modern society. The situation escalated further when Prince William made a series of controversial remarks during a recent royal celebration. His comments, which many interpreted as carefully worded but unmistakably pointed, reignited speculation about his relationship with Harry and Meghan. Observers quickly noted that William's words appeared to reference, albeit indirectly, the legitimacy of Harry and Meghan's children, a topic that has been the source of intense media scrutiny. The fact that these remarks were made at an official royal event only amplified their impact, prompting widespread debate over whether William was delivering a subtle but calculated message. The public was left questioning whether this was a spontaneous comment or a deliberate signal reflecting deeper tensions within the royal household. Meghan and Harry, on the one hand, William says, "Bloodline and transparency within the family are more important than anyone realizes. Sometimes the truth can hurt, but it is necessary." Although he does not directly mention Meghan, these words clearly allude to the complicated situation involving Meghan, Harry, and their children. His statement not only surprised the public, but also left people wondering if William was questioning the legitimacy of Archie and Lily. To understand the significance of these remarks, it's essential to consider the current tensions within the royal family after Meghan and Harry decided to step back from royal duties. They have faced significant criticism from family members, particularly William. Amid the ongoing controversies and intense media scrutiny surrounding the British royal family, stories about Meghan Markle's pregnancy began to surface, accompanied by growing skepticism. Meghan's 2019 pregnancy announcement, which was initially received as a joyful piece of news, quickly became the subject of public doubt when various inconsistencies were noticed. Although the birth of baby Archie officially confirmed the pregnancy, it did little to silence critics. Instead, it raised further questions as the public and media began to closely examine every aspect of Meghan's appearance and behavior during that period. The heightened attention brought forth a wave of speculation as observers noted anomalies that seemed to contradict the typical experiences of expectant mothers. One of the most frequently cited reasons for doubt was the absence of clear physical evidence showing the progression of Meghan's baby bump. Throughout public appearances during her supposed pregnancy, photographs revealed little to no consistent change in her figure. Moreover, many of the public activities she participated in, such as walking briskly, standing for long periods, or wearing form-fitting clothing, appeared at odds with the physical limitations often experienced by women in the later stages of pregnancy. These discrepancies, when considered collectively, fueled growing suspicion among segments of the public and media regarding the authenticity of Meghan's pregnancy story. William's comments are not the first time he has expressed dissatisfaction with how Meghan and Harry have handled royal and media matters. These remarks seem to reflect William's frustration, as he has always valued stability and adherence to royal principles, while Harry and Meghan have sought to distance themselves from royal duties and build their own image. William defends the traditional values of the monarchy and considers maintaining transparency a critical requirement. Tensions between the brothers continue to escalate, and William has not hesitated to publicly criticize how Meghan and Harry have interacted with the media. According to some royal insiders, William's comments not only criticize Harry and Meghan's attitude toward the media, but also express frustration with the lack of transparency in family matters, especially regarding their children. Close friends of William have revealed that he cannot tolerate the ongoing lack of transparency and the long-standing doubts surrounding his brother's family and Meghan. These doubts no longer seem to be a private family issue, but have now become a public matter, eroding public trust in the royal family. William has expressed concern that if these doubts are not soon addressed, they could significantly damage the reputation and standing of the British royal family. Other sources claim that after Meghan and Harry continuously appeared in the media, particularly in major interviews like with Oprah Winfrey, William feels they are exploiting the royal family's image for personal gain while publicly criticizing the monarchy for lacking support. Their actions have made William and many others feel that they are weakening the principles that have helped the monarchy maintain its credibility for centuries. Public opinion has been divided over William's remarks. Some believe these are merely subtle comments made during a tense situation when royal family members can no longer remain silent about the growing doubts surrounding the legitimacy of Harry and Meghan's children. However, others feel these words are a public criticism, a way for William to indirectly ask Meghan and Harry to prove the truth behind their story. Although there is no official evidence to suggest Meghan faked her pregnancy, William's statements have made the public more skeptical and curious about the truth behind these stories. Surely the story of Meghan, Harry, and their children will continue to be in the spotlight in the coming months, as these doubts remain unresolved. While the public continues to search for the truth behind the ongoing controversy, the British royal family is facing a serious crisis of credibility and public trust. Regardless of what the final outcome may be, Prince William's subtle yet pointed remarks regarding the legitimacy of Archie and Lilibet have already created a visible divide within the royal family. When a senior royal publicly questions the bloodline of his own nephew and niece, it signals that this crisis is no longer just rumor or outside speculation. It has reached the very heart of familial relationships and the foundation of the monarchy itself. Doubts surrounding the truth of Meghan's pregnancies are not new. In fact, they began as early as 2019 when she announced she was expecting her first child, Archie. From the beginning, there were unusual signs in public appearances, official photographs, and how royal media handled the news, all of which led many to question the authenticity of the pregnancy. The lack of clear medical evidence or the level of transparency typically expected in such significant royal matters only fueled further speculation. To this day, those questions remain unanswered in any convincing or official way. While the British royal family is known for keeping personal matters private, Meghan and Harry appeared publicly at a high level during Meghan's pregnancy, which made many people notice discrepancies that did not align with the expectations of a typical royal pregnancy. While other members of the royal family, such as Kate Middleton, maintained the ideal image of a royal mother, Meghan created a very different image, one that was more free-spirited at times, even conflicting with traditional norms. One of the main issues causing doubts was the unusual change in the shape of Meghan's belly during public events. Photos of Meghan's pregnant belly showed it fluctuating in size, sometimes appearing smaller than usual, and sometimes swelling significantly. These abnormalities made some question whether Meghan's pregnancy belly was altered through technology or assisted by other methods. While Meghan has consistently asserted that her pregnancy is real, the frequent shape changes have led many in the royal family and the public to express doubt. This became even more apparent in Meghan's third trimester when she attended several public events. A prominent image was Meghan continuing to wear high heels, which very few women in late pregnancy do due to the risks they pose to both mother and baby. This raised many questions about whether Meghan was truly pregnant or if it was part of an image-building strategy for the public. The images from these public events only fueled the suspicion, as Meghan's movements seemed inconsistent with those of a woman in her late pregnancy. Actions like bending down, squatting, and even walking in high heels appeared incongruent with a pregnant woman at that stage. Unconfirmed information began to spread widely. Some close associates of Meghan revealed that she expressed concerns and fears about not being able to maintain the image of a pregnant woman. Some even suggested that Meghan was not pregnant at all and had decided to use a surrogate to keep the secret, avoiding harm to the royal family's image. Some sources also claimed that Meghan was worried the public would discover the truth if she could not maintain the appearance of being pregnant. Her close friends also shared in private conversations that Meghan often expressed concerns about whether the royal family would soon realize she wasn't actually pregnant. These rumors quickly became a hot topic not only in the media, but also within the royal family. Although no one in the royal family has publicly acknowledged it, subtle insinuations have been made that the use of a surrogate was not entirely out of the question given the current situation. In fact, using a surrogate in royal families is not a new phenomenon. Other royal families around the world, particularly in Europe, have similar stories involving surrogacy. However, the issue lies in the fact that Meghan and Harry have never publicly acknowledged this. Their silence has only increased the growing suspicions. A report claims that a member of the royal family, although not directly confirming the truth, hinted that the idea of Meghan using a surrogate was not entirely far-fetched, considering the current circumstances. This suggests that the doubts about Meghan not actually being pregnant may have some basis, even though no official evidence has been presented. The lack of transparency surrounding her pregnancy and childbirth has led both the public and royal family members to question the truth behind the entire story. This issue is not just about whether Meghan is pregnant or not, but also concerns transparency and openness within the royal family. If it turns out Meghan is not pregnant, did she and Harry deliberately fabricate a story to protect their image and continue to build their rebellious couple persona? If this is true, it would not only damage Meghan and Harry's reputation, but could also spark a major crisis within the royal family, as questions about the legitimacy and bloodline of their children would be raised. While the doubt about this remains ongoing, with royal sources continuing to speculate whether Meghan was really pregnant, all these details raise a big question. Is the story about Meghan's pregnancy really as she claimed to the public? Or is it part of a larger media strategy to protect the royal family's image? These questions will not be easy to answer and will undoubtedly remain a hot topic in the future. The debate over DNA testing and the growing suspicions surrounding Meghan's pregnancy and the legitimacy of her children with Harry is increasing. The British royal family can no longer remain silent. Finally, under mounting pressure from the public and the royal family, the decision to request DNA testing for Archie and Lily was made as a necessary step to verify the controversial information. The British royal family, in its role to protect the image and credibility of the monarchy, has begun to request DNA testing to confirm the bloodline of Archie and Lily. This decision was not easy, and certainly not made hastily, as it is an unprecedented move within the royal family. The request for DNA testing is not just a personal matter for Meghan and Harry, but also directly impacts the credibility of the entire British royal family. According to close sources, the royal family's request for DNA testing not only stems from doubts about the legitimacy of Meghan's children, but is also part of a broader investigation into transparency within the royal family. What do you think about this unprecedented decision? Is it a necessary step to protect the royal family's reputation, or will it spark more controversy? Leave your comments below and join the lively discussion today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the latest updates on today's story. Many royal commentators have observed that the palace's decision to request a DNA test was not merely a routine medical formality, but rather a telling sign of growing unease and deepening mistrust within the royal family regarding the authenticity of the claims made publicly by Meghan and Prince Harry. The couple's statements, which had already drawn significant global media attention, began to face internal scrutiny from within the monarchy, an institution that traditionally maintains a stoic and reserved front even in the face of controversy. The call for a DNA test in this context symbolized more than just suspicion. It represented a critical breakdown of trust and a shift toward a more confrontational stance within the palace. Following the decision to request a DNA test, the British royal establishment reportedly launched a series of internal investigations aimed at verifying the truthfulness of matters related specifically to Meghan, particularly during her alleged pregnancy and the birth of Archie. While these inquiries were conducted discreetly, their very existence pointed to the severity of the doubts harbored by the institution. According to some insider accounts, the investigations extended beyond medical considerations and included an in-depth examination of documents, photographs, and eyewitness testimonies linked to the events publicly shared by Meghan and Harry. For the royal family to undertake such measures was highly unusual, underscoring the magnitude of the crisis of confidence that had taken root within the monarchy. Medical records and the childbirth process of Meghan have sparked a major controversy. Some reports from the royal family indicate that there have been omissions in storing important medical documents, such as hospital records and certificates from royal physicians. This raises concerns about whether everything is as transparent as the public has been led to believe. The palace has ordered a team of royal doctors to examine these records to verify the truth. However, the lack of necessary documents throughout Meghan's pregnancy and childbirth has led some to believe that there may have been an effort to stage a perfect pregnancy image. While there is no direct evidence, these internal investigations only increase suspicions about the legitimacy of Archie and Lily. As DNA test results began to emerge, rumors circulated that there were discrepancies between the biological data of Archie and Lily and the information released. Although the official results have not yet been published, the rumors of inconsistencies between the test results and official records have further fueled public doubts about the legitimacy of Meghan and Harry's children. John Schneider, born April 8, 1960, won hearts as the blonde Beau-Duke on The Dukes of Hazzard. Just 19 when he took on the role in 1979, his youthful charm and easygoing nature propelled the series to success. But the years that followed brought personal challenges, including a public divorce from Ellie Castle and a legal battle over child support. Despite the hardships, John remained active in entertainment. As of 2025, at age 65, he continues to work in Nashville, combining music, acting, and independent projects with relentless determination. If the official DNA test results are revealed, this will certainly cause a crisis not only for Meghan and Harry, but also for the entire royal family. Royal experts suggest that this could be one of the most significant crises in modern British monarchy history, as it affects not just one individual or family, but directly threatens the reputation and survival of the British monarchy. The question now is, what will happen if the test results show that Archie and Lily are not Harry's biological children? These children could be excluded from the line of succession to the throne, and the royal family's image would be severely impacted. This would not only harm the relationship between family members, but also create a rift between the royal family and the public. The lack of transparency in these personal matters will undermine public trust in the royal family. One of the most serious consequences of this situation is the suspicion surrounding the legitimacy of Meghan and Harry's children. The line of succession to the British throne is an extremely sensitive issue governed by strict laws regarding bloodline. If the public and the royal family cannot confirm that Archie and Lilibet are Harry's biological children, then the question of their right to succession to the throne will become a significant problem. This would not only affect Meghan and Harry's personal reputations, but could also create a major crisis concerning the line of succession within the royal family. This suspicion did not arise solely from certain individuals or external sources, but also from within the royal family itself, those who hold the authority to make decisions regarding matters of succession. Members of the family, particularly Prince William, the heir to the throne, are undoubtedly concerned about the legitimacy of Harry and Meghan's children. All of these elements have contributed to a crisis that, regardless of what the DNA test results may reveal, will have significant consequences for the British royal family. Questions surrounding the purity of bloodlines within the royal family and the legal status of Archie and Lilibet will not easily fade away. Whether or not these doubts are ever conclusively resolved, the most pressing issue remains. The royal family is now facing a serious crisis regarding its public image and the trust it commands from the people. As the controversy surrounding the DNA test results and the growing suspicions about Meghan's pregnancy began to circulate widely in public discourse and international media, Meghan and Harry found themselves under immense pressure. Despite their long-standing insistence on the right to privacy and their conscious effort to keep personal matters out of the spotlight, the unfolding situation had escalated far beyond their ability to manage it quietly. The rapid spread of speculation and rumor, fueled by an insatiable media and a curious public, created an environment in which silence could no longer serve as a protective barrier. What was once a private matter had now become a topic of international scrutiny, demanding a response. Faced with this overwhelming wave of suspicion and public interest, Meghan and Harry were forced to break the silence they had carefully maintained. The situation had evolved into a full-scale media crisis, with questions of legitimacy and authenticity casting a shadow over their personal lives. Remaining silent would only allow rumors to fester and grow unchecked. Thus, they were compelled to confront the allegations directly, not only to protect their personal integrity, but also to defend the legitimacy and honor of their young family in the eyes of the world. In doing so, they acknowledged that the stakes were no longer just personal, but had grown into a matter of public perception and trust. Publicly expressing doubts about the legitimacy of their children and the royal bloodline has forced Meghan and Harry to speak out in defense of their family's reputation. Meghan, who has been the target of criticism for many years, continues to assert that she became pregnant and gave birth naturally. She denies all doubts, claiming that these stories are simply distortions of the truth intended to attack her and her family. Meghan believes these doubts are part of an effort to tarnish her and Harry's image by creating negative stories around their lives since stepping away from the royal family. In recent interviews, Meghan emphasized that neither she nor Harry sought to create a false narrative to attract attention, but simply wanted to live a life free from the constraints of royalty. She also reiterated that she never used a surrogate and that pretending to be pregnant is entirely false. Meghan stated that those spreading false information about her pregnancy either do not understand or do not respect her personal decision as a mother. Prince Harry, who has always stood by his wife, also defended the family and confirmed that all information regarding Meghan's pregnancy is true. He criticized those spreading rumors, calling these efforts an attack on the royal values and the couple's image. Harry emphasized that despite the difficulties and criticism, he and Meghan will not change their decision and will continue to protect the truth about their lives. In recent statements, Harry also expressed that these rumors not only tarnish their reputation, but also harm their children. He publicly criticized the lack of respect for their family's privacy, declaring that these doubts are unwarranted, considering the respect they have shown to the royal family for many years. Although Harry and Meghan have consistently stood by and defended their own family, their relationship with the rest of the royal family, especially with Prince William, has become increasingly tense. What was once a close bond between two brothers has gradually deteriorated under the weight of public scrutiny, personal decisions, and differing values. Recent developments have only intensified this divide, as William has made pointed comments about the importance of transparency and heritage within the royal institution. These remarks, though not directed explicitly at Harry, have been widely interpreted as subtle, yet clear references to ongoing questions regarding the legitimacy of Harry and Meghan's children. Such implications have inevitably deepened the strain, casting a shadow over their familial ties and fueling further speculation in the public eye. Despite their unbreakable blood connection, William's public statements have made it clear that the emotional distance between the brothers continues to grow. While royal protocol often encourages discretion, William has chosen not to remain silent. Instead, he has openly criticized the way in which Harry and Meghan have handled the matter, especially their reluctance to address the allegations directly. This approach has only widened the rift between them. Notably, Harry's apparent lack of direct response to William's remarks has been perceived by many as avoidance or disengagement, further complicating any hopes for reconciliation. What was once a private family matter has now evolved into a deeply publicized conflict that reflects the broader tensions facing the royal family as a whole. This situation represents a significant concern for the royal family as the once close relationship between the two heirs to the throne. Prince William and Prince Harry has now become deeply fractured. The tension between them extends beyond personal disagreements and has begun to cast a shadow over the public image of the entire royal family. As the media and public continue to closely examine and discuss the dynamics within the monarchy, the strained relationship between these two key figures threatens to overshadow the dignity and unity traditionally associated with the institution. Without a resolution to this growing divide, the conflict is likely to persist, affecting not only their personal bond, but also the broader perception of the monarchy's cohesion. Moreover, this rift takes on added complexity as questions about lineage and heritage are subject to intense scrutiny. These issues compound the existing tensions, making the relationship between William and Harry even more fragile. The stakes are high, and the implications of an unresolved conflict are serious. Such a prolonged rift could have long-term repercussions for the British royal family, as it risks undermining public confidence in the legitimacy and stability of the monarchy. If the royal family fails to address these suspicions and internal tensions openly and effectively, it may face significant challenges in maintaining the trust and support of the public moving forward. Richard Pryor. The legendary American comedian was known not only for his brilliance on stage, but also for his wild lifestyle in the 1970s. He carried a distinct scent, a mix of drugs, booze, sweat, and sleepless nights. While filming Stir Crazy in the late 70s, Pryor reportedly went days without bathing. Crew members recalled him walking in straight from underground clubs, cigarette smoke clinging to his hair with clothes soaked in old sweat and the sharp sting of alcohol. In 1978, during a show in LA, he passed through the VIP section and left behind a smell so intense, one guest got up and left. Historically, the British royal family has weathered numerous challenges, from divorces and scandals to internal family disputes. However, the current crisis appears to be unprecedented in its scope and potential consequences. If the unresolved issues regarding the bloodline of Meghan and Harry's children continue to linger, they could provoke a prolonged crisis, one that might significantly undermine the monarchy's authority and standing in contemporary society. The stakes are high, as this situation threatens not only the family's internal unity, but also the very foundation upon which the monarchy maintains its legitimacy in the eyes of the public. The internal rift among members of the royal family represents only a part of a much larger and more complex picture, but the consequences of this division are expected to be long-lasting and potentially destabilizing for the future of the British monarchy. The suspicions surrounding royal bloodlines and the lack of transparency within the institution have cast a long shadow over Meghan and Harry's narrative, placing their story under intense scrutiny. As questions about lineage and legitimacy persist, these concerns have gone beyond personal matters and are now being viewed as issues with constitutional and symbolic implications for the monarchy itself. The royal family, long perceived as a stable pillar of tradition, now finds itself in the midst of a public crisis that challenges its unity, its integrity, and its future relevance in a modern society. To effectively resolve the ongoing disputes and clarify the growing suspicions, transparency is not only important, but essential. Making the DNA test results public, along with any medical or official documents related to Meghan's pregnancy, would help put an end to rumors and restore public trust. Such openness can counter misinformation and prevent further damage to the monarchy's reputation. In a context where trust in institutions is increasingly fragile and public perception can be easily influenced by speculation, only clear and verifiable facts have the power to rebuild confidence. For the royal family, this could be a crucial turning point, not only in resolving the current controversy, but also in reshaping the relationship between the monarchy and the public toward greater transparency and accountability. If Meghan and Harry want to maintain their reputation and restore their relationship with the royal family, they must address these issues clearly and transparently. This will not only protect their family, but also help restore public trust in the British royal family. Silence and avoidance will only complicate the situation further. The future of the British royal family will depend on how this family faces the challenges ahead. Only with transparency and accountability in handling these issues can the monarchy recover and maintain its position in the eyes of the public. The story of Meghan, Harry, and their children is far from over. What happens next won't just impact their family, it could shape the future of the entire British monarchy. Amid a storm of public scrutiny and unanswered questions, the royal family needs now, more than ever, transparency, accountability, and unity to survive this crisis. Because no matter how difficult, only the truth can preserve the monarchy's trust, respect, and position in the eyes of the public. Amid the storm of public opinion, they need to demonstrate true transparency, accountability, and unity. not just to protect their family, but to safeguard an institution that has endured for centuries. Because no matter how harsh the truth may be, only the truth has the power to preserve public trust and maintain the monarchy's standing in the hearts of the people. So what do you think? Can the royal family weather this storm? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Type 1 if you believe the truth will come out, or 0 if you think it will remain hidden. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any updates on this shocking and evolving story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.